shop lit where the circuits gleam. AL's got the tools, living the dream. Some things blow up, oh yeah, it's true. But it's all part of the fun when I'm sharing with you. Amp it up, let the music flow. AL's got the magic, come and see the show. Experimenting with wires, making sound divine. When things blow up, we just laugh, that's fine.
Greetings, the Astro 30 here yet again, and welcome back to AEL. Now, if you're new to this channel, please consider going down below and subscribing if you haven't done so already. Sitting back up on the desk here is I've got what was going to be my 4-channel mixer project. However, that's proving to be becoming a bit of an issue, mainly with mains buzz in the background and a lot of hiss. And I've done a lot of thinking off camera for a while, and I came to the conclusion it's just got to be the routing of the preamp board. I can't see why it would be, but it must be. I can't seem to fix the issue is what I'm saying. So some of you may recognize this board sitting on the desk here. That's my bass guitar preamp that I built like 2023. Or it might have been early 2024, I can't remember. There's a video on it. It's an Elliott Sound Products design, circuit-wise, my own layout. I've currently got that connected to the amplifier, and the amplifier is turned on going into a speaker. Apart from a faint background hiss, there is no mains noise there. If I increase the master control, we've got circuit noise. It's the input sockets picking up noise because there's nothing plugged into it. I dropped the gain control, the input gain, it buggers off, so. And now we've got a lot of background hiss now because the master's up full. No oscillation, which is good. So it is reasonably noisy. But if I turn the master down, it goes away. So I'm thinking, and some of you may disagree, is abandoning the mixer amplifier idea and just turn this into a bass amp. I've already got the preamp, and the way I've got it configured seems to be the best in grounding. It would be a combination also of how the grounds are done on this main board as well. So it's mostly my own errors here. However, I'm getting a working project here. I still don't have any VBE multipliers for the power amps yet, but that is coming. So let me just go through what I've actually changed here. And by changed, I mean how I've got the grounding wide. Now you see the black lead right in the center of the, well, right center of the main PCB there. That goes off to the Star Earth ground point at the amplifier, where the power transformer is mounted. You'll notice that the green wire, that green wire there with the large eyelet on it next to the transformer, that was originally connected to the chassis, and it connects to that ground point near the capacitor and input socket for the AC. Now the problem is that ground is so close to the center tap of the transformer that we're actually inducing noise at that point. That's where that mains buzz is coming from, is because, well, we're basically taking the center tap of the transformer and we're bringing it to the chassis ground and then bringing all the other grounds with it to that same point. So basically these filter caps over here haven't had time to filter out that ripple. So we're inducing ripple back onto the ground. I hope that makes sense. Now that's true also for the DC output ground. That is going back to the same point, which is the center of the filter caps. That's fine in the design aspect, but that also will induce noise of ripple onto even this preamp. And speaking of this preamp, that yellow wire is connected to the ground stake of that PCB. That goes off back to our star ground. The audio connector's ground goes back to the power amplifier's input ground down there. Now this ground over here where the black wire is connected to is far enough away from the center tap of the transformer not to induce that ripple. So I hope that makes sense, because I'm believing that the resistance of the copper track between where the black lead is connected to where the large green wire was connected, there'd be a finite resistance there, so it's making the ripple negligible on the ground plane. Now yes, this preamp does use Zener diode regulation, but that can always be negated and is not necessarily needed. But it still works with it still in circuit, so do I need to remove it? Probably not. Is it doing anything? Probably not. So if I remove this yellow wire from the ground point, well, nothing much happens because the ground or the shield on the audio cable is now providing DC ground to the circuit. But we don't really want all the DC current running up the ground lead or the shield of the audio cable. But if I touch the original ground, which comes off of the connector of the regulator circuit to that ground post, there's our hum. And even though that ground is far away from the center tap connection, it's still inducing noise. So that is what I'm going with. So that ground, that green wire cannot be connected to the circuit anywhere, which comes off the regulators. And that's mildly warm actually. That's been running for a good 15 minutes now. So that's what I plan to do, is I plan to turn this into the bass body project that I was going to put into that speaker cabinet, but I can't really be bothered with that anymore. Mainly because it's a lot of work involved cutting out a hole in the cabinet that's recessed at the front there to fit a panel for the controls. I mean, yes, in this instance we've got a large case with a small board on it which doesn't take up much of the space of the panel, so there's a lot of wasted space. But, you know, at the end of the day, I just want a working product. My original intention for the mixer was just to amplify bass or electric guitar. Maybe do keyboard. But I don't really need a mixer because I can't play those instruments at the same time anyway, unless I had other people with me. And the need for a mixer amplifier is not really that great anyway. It wasn't intended to be built for, you know, audio music production or anything, like studio equipment. So that's what I'm going to do, is I'm going to go with putting this preamp in it, because it operates the quietest. I mean, I would short out these two resistors here, which will not be getting hot because the voltage potential is going to be the same coming in as it's going out, so the Zener diodes aren't really going to be clamping anything, so there's not much current being dissipated. So I'm planning to do that. I'm still going to install the VBE multipliers. I've had thoughts about that, of where I'm going to put them. I'm going to try and tap a hole in between each set of output stage transistors and then just raise it up above them with two little wires going into where the first diode is, remove the second diode which is under these two degeneration resistors, put a link wire in so that completes the circuit there, so that I don't have to try and run the wire underneath the resistor, which will get quite a bit of heat in it. So that's not what you want to do. So because this first diode in the biasing string is, that you can't really see because the filter cap's in the way, but the first biasing diode is like open, like exposed, there's nothing over the top of it, and there's plenty of clearance either side of it, I just run 2 wires, about, I don't know, 40 centimeters long, something to that, to the PCB, which will hang off of here, and boom, Bob's your Auntie, there we go. I'm still going to run a fan in here as well, which is the reason why I chose the 3-unit case, because of 60mm fan in an 80mm high at the back case with the lips of the lids coming down on the top and the bottom. It barely fit in there without interference. So yeah, there's that. But I will still run a fan when this thing is like pumping, if it ever gets pumping. Just add some cooling in there. But even running into a 6 ohm speaker, and it's been sitting here idle, doing nothing for like 20 minutes now, it's barely warm. It's like, I want to say, about 50 degrees. So yeah, that's my thoughts, because I've got sitting here easily $500 in hardware and transformer and PCB and stuff here, which I can't use with the mixer preamp because it's got issues, and I don't want loud hiss coming through the speaker even when the master control is at 0. I'm going to do that. What I might want to do is I might want to swap these TLO 702s out with some, what are they called now? OPA 2134s. I think I've got a couple knocking about somewhere. There they are there, 2 OPA 2134 APs. True FET input, low noise, ultra low noise, and low distortion op-amp ICs. Okay, they're installed now. I had these 2 left over from the AEL 480 stereo preamp that I built last year. I ordered 5 of them and only used 3, so I had 2 over. So let's try that and see if the noise when the master control is at full is a lot less. I would have thought that there'd be some difference. So turn it on, wait for the relay. Okay. Well, it's still noisy. Which I suppose is okay, but I think it's either noisier or the same. So, interesting. Well, as I've put them in, I'm going to leave them in there anyway. Might as well use them for something. I might plug my bass into it and see if I can get rid of that noise which is coming through here, because it's not grounded. Well, it's not grounded out when it's unplugged, but then again it should be when this one's unplugged. Maybe, can't remember how this socket's wired, but anyway, let me just plug the bass in and then I'll finish this video out. Okay, bass is plugged in. Okay, that's enough of that. It sounds alright even on that little 6 ohm speaker, 120mm driver I think it is. Give it some bass. No bass. Mid. No mid. Treble. No treble. No mid. And no bass. Now, because of the way that those tone control are wired that you'll get zero output when they're all zero. That's just the design of the circuit. But yeah, that seems to be working fine. I mean, I've got pickup noise and a bit of circuit noise there, but that's fine. So that's what I plan to do with this is now, because I've got the unit sitting here and I can't really use it for the original intended purpose, but with the way I reroute the grounds, well, it should be fine in this configuration. I'm going to turn it off now so I can actually let go of the base, unplug it and put it down somewhere. Now, I don't need to use a thick wire like that green one there that comes off the main ground point for the ground that comes off of the ground where that black wire is. I can just use a thin piece of wire like what that green wire is there. That green wire is capable of up to about 4.5 amps or something, I think it is. That ground there in the centre where that black lead is not a high current path return. It's only a low current DC voltage return. In this instance, because the amplifier is in bridge mode, so there is no earth connection to the speaker at all, so there's no high current path there. So it'd be perfectly fine to use a thinner gauge of wire, which makes it easier because then I can just use a PCB pin crimp header to make the connection to the PCB stake to make it to the chassis ground, and without having to solder. If I was to use this in stereo configuration, well then yeah, I would have to solder a thicker wire like the main ground green wire that's disconnected here to the PCB stake, because the hole's just not big enough. Anyhow, that's my plans for this, and that's exactly what I'm going to do. Some of you may disagree that I've just given up on the other idea, but as Einstein said, and I quote, "You can't keep doing the same thing and achieving the same results." So something like that. It's probably misquoted, but it sounded better in my head. Anyhow, that's what I'm going to be doing, and leave your thoughts below. I just have to redesign the front panel to suit this new preamp. But yeah, so leave your comments and your thoughts down below, and I'll keep you updated. And once I've got the VBE multiplier boards in my possession, I will take another video on this, modifying the biasing stage to accommodate that. It shouldn't blow up, but if it blows up, we'll just laugh, and that's fine. Anyway, this is the Astro 30 saying thank you for watching, and if you enjoyed this video, please go down below, like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't done so already. And as always, have a great day.